Guys, welcome back to Defeating Hair Loss. I'm Steve. I'm here tonight again with Bobby D. Welcome back, Bobby.
Yes, sir, Steve. Thanks for having me.
You're bringing the hair.
Yes, sir.
That's why I got you here. Besides, he's a great guy. I mean, you've helped me out so much, Bobby.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's turn of the new year.
Yes, sir.
So, bring me some action. What's going on out there in the real world?
You know, I'm always on the X or Twitter now, and we'll just, you know, if you can't miss this if you're living under a rock, but, you know, Trump's back in office, Steve. Can't miss that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, we don't use profanity here. We're not political here.
No.
We don't have anything bad to say about any doctors or any clinics or any countries. But it is, or it was, Inauguration Day this week. We've got a new president, and we'll see how he can do.
Yeah.
Now, we've had the conversation, I think, prior between Trump and Biden with the hair.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So, you want to talk about some presidential hair?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I think Trump had gotten some hair plugs way, way, way back. I'm not sure if you look at his photos. He's always had some decent hair. And as he started to kind of whip it over, my guess is that he had some sort of like kind of he had some work done on one side to kind of comb it over. That's sometimes what they did in the years of, you know, guys losing their hair back in those days. Obviously, he could afford it. But it doesn't look too bad, and he does a good job of doing his thing. You got to be careful with the wind. I see him kind of cringing when he's getting on the helicopter or whatever. And our boy Joe Biden, that just left office. Have a nice life, Joe. So he's got the hair plugs. And I think I talked about it, Bobby, that there in the back in the day, back. There was a doctor who was probably one of the most famous plug hair transplant doctors in the world. His name was Dr. Whiting, and he was in, ironically, the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh,
I would bet, I'm not a gambling man, we don't gamble here, but I would bet you anything that he did Joe Biden's hair.
Good possibility, man.
Joe Biden's hair didn't look as good when it was darker as it does now. Now, you might say, well, Steve, it doesn't really look that good. Well, it doesn't look bad. I mean, that's a little bit of, you know, flipping this into kind of an explanation for those of you out there that are interested in the color of the hair. We talk about the contrast, the lack of contrast. So Joe Biden actually, as much as he's getting a little bit older, his gray hair works with his white skin. That's why it doesn't look that bad. If it was darker, like let's say he was an Asian patient or an Asian president that had darker hair, it wouldn't look good. So if you go back and look at some photos of him maybe 30 years ago, 25 years ago, it doesn't look as good as it actually does now. Other presidents, well, let's see, like I guess the Bushes, they always had some hair.
Yeah.
Nothing great, nothing bad.
The W, yeah.
Barack Obama, pretty cool hair.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot grayer right now.
Yeah.
That's how it goes,
the office
right?
gets stressed.
That's how it goes. And then we can't leave this video without talking about John F. Kennedy.
Good hair.
Man, and you know what the saddest thing about John F. Kennedy is before actually him being assassinated, I mean, you know, to talk about his life is his kid and that head of hair who died in a plane crash. So John Kennedy Jr., for those of you that are still young out there and didn't pick this up, was flying an airplane from New Jersey to Martha's Vineyard in some fog, and they got in a plane crash. It was one of the saddest things. And of course, I'm not, again, mocking or laughing or joking about someone's death, but to lose that hair in the world breaks my heart. So the competition between, let's say, the last 50 to 60 years with hair has definitely been JFK, John Kennedy, versus Ronald Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ronald Reagan died with maybe one gray hair. And it was like that Italian pompadour, like the Vinnie Barbarino, you know, that we talk about, John Travolta.
Jersey Shores.
The Jersey Shore, you know, Paulie D. The Situation. I mean, Ronald Reagan, he was like 85. So, you know, listen, it's all about the DHT, right? We talk about it all the time. Are you sensitive to the DHT or not? We know Ronald Reagan had a boatload of DHT in his body.
Yeah.
He just wasn't sensitive. So that's what your future could or could not be. You have to be very careful. And what do we do to prepare for that?
Take the finasteride.
Take the finasteride. Throw a little minoxidil in there. Take yourself an inauguration cocktail party and shoot down that finasteride with minoxidil. So here it is, 2025, Bobby. You excited for this year?
I am.
Got a new president in there. Got a bunch of new politicians. And we'll talk about their hair. How's that sound?
Sounds good, Steve.
Cool, man. Well, listen, thanks for that info. It's great to see you again.
See you too, Steve.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.